officers involved in recent Tobago shootings remain on duty. Youths give perspectives on Tobago autonomy at second primary plenary sitting. New TST Board of Directors appointed, and TTPS collaborates to host AI workshop for its officers. Good evening, I am Bianna Brebner. Welcome to the Tobago Updates Television News for Thursday, 12 June 2025. Now to our top story. Senior Superintendent Earl Eli of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Tobago Police Division, disclosed that 2 officers involved in the recent police-involved shootings on the island are still on active duty. He made this revelation during a press conference at the AI for Law Enforcement pilot workshop held earlier today.
Yes, those matters are actively under investigation and they are moving at a rapid pace as fast as we can, because we understand the need to give the public information, and because the public is crying out for answers. And let me tell you that those investigations will be done as fairly as we possibly can, in the shortest possible time.
Those 2 officers remain on active duty?
Yes, they are on active duty.
On April 25th, Ronald Marcel of Bethel died at the Scarborough General Hospital following an alleged police-involved shooting in his community. Just weeks later, on May 30th, a separate incident unfolded in Mount St. George where an off-duty police officer fatally shot his neighbor, pensioner Frank Sandy. As deepfakes become more advanced and widespread, they pose significant challenges for law enforcement, enabling the manipulation of audio and video to spread misinformation and mislead investigations. As such, Tobago officers are participating in a workshop designed to train them to recognize and respond to deepfake content, equipping them with AI tools and critical analysis skills to ensure accurate and fair policing. AMPLIA Balgobin has the details.
The press conference marked the launch of the AI for Law Enforcement pilot workshop, a collaborative effort between GNC Labs and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The initiative aims to strengthen public safety through cutting-edge artificial intelligence training. Gerard Lanos, CEO of GNC Labs, presented the workshop's vision, emphasizing the role of AI in enhancing investigative accuracy and trust in policing.
What our mission is, apart from building actual AI competency, because this changes how people work, this changes how people function. We want to have the conversation in society because it also changes how society functions. And what we have found is a measure of resistance from society as on the whole, from corporates on the whole, to embracing what this technological change or the public availability of this technological change.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Subaru outlined the TTPS AI strategy and expressed gratitude for the workshop, emphasizing the importance of officers being knowledgeable about the technology in use. The TTPS continues to face challenges in distinguishing between real and fake information in an increasingly digital environment.
2 weeks ago in Tobago, we launched the TTPS Operating Plan 2025 to 2027. And one of our challenges that we have recognized is the issue of identifying what is real and what is not real. In our operating plan 3.2, Operational Excellence, we have the item Optimize Technology for Organizational Effectiveness.
The event marked an important step towards integrating tech-driven solutions in Tobago's public safety landscape. Meanwhile, Superintendent Earl Eli of Trinidad and Tobago Police Service provided an update on the crime situation in Tobago for 2025. He compared the current figures to those of 2024, noting that the island is making steady progress in reducing crime and moving towards a safer and more secure society.
Let me just comment generally on the state of crime in Tobago. I think we are heading in a safe direction. We are not quite as safe as we would like it to be, but we are getting there, and we are getting there very quickly. Just to share some basic statistics with you, at this time last year, we would have had 10 murders. At this time, with the corresponding period this year, we have 3 murders, which is 3 too many in my book. But the good news about that is that all 3 have been solved. All 3 persons have been charged and are before the courts.
Eli, along with Lanos, expressed high expectations that the workshop will equip officers with the knowledge and skills needed to thrive in rapidly evolving technological landscape. Alia Balgobin, Tobago Updates Television News.
Youth rally for Tobago's autonomy. Chief Secretary Zamar Chapman backs the movement. On June 12, 2025, at the second primary plenary sitting, these youths showed a growing display of civic engagement. Young people across Tobago have come together to advocate for the island's autonomy. The movement, gaining traction in communities and schools alike, has received the backing of Chief Secretary Zamar Chapman of Lambo Primary School. Here's more.
Autonomy was the focus of the primary school debate at the Assembly Legislature. The young debaters came together to share their perspective and engage in thoughtful discourse on the future of Tobago's self-governance.
The call for autonomy is not a plea for separation. It is a demand for rightful empowerment within our twin island nation. Tobago's economic potential has stifled for decades under centralized control. According to the Tobago House of Assembly, also known as the THA, under the current system, Tobago cannot pass certain laws, make specific financial transactions, or source additional developmental fundings independently.
Zamar Chapman, who acted as the Chief Secretary, stated that the bill would not divide the nation, but rather empower Tobago to make necessary decisions to improve the island.
That all resources benefit our people, not just the national treasury, or culture, or festivals, or history. They deserve more than recognition. They deserve investment, protection, and autonomy gives us that power to preserve our identity on our terms. They say autonomy might divide us. I say it unites us in responsibility. They say we are too small to govern ourselves. I say small means agile, focused, and community-driven.
While the current THA administration continues to advocate for Tobago's autonomy, the island's youth, its future leaders, are demonstrating a clear understanding of the vision and determination required to drive the movement forward. Alia Balgobin, Tobago Updates Television News.
We'll take a break and come back with more. Stay tuned.
Tobago. This Labor Day, June 19th, API Music and Timeless Vibes Promotions kicks off Tobago Jazz Music and Golf Weekend 2025 with Plymouth Love, featuring Jazz at Dawn, 6:30 a.m. till noon, with Franz Job, Prince Unique, and much more. Then kicking it old school, 6 p.m. to midnight, featuring Oscar B, Andre J. Donowa, Joe Archer, and a very special guest, K. Alan Maloney, all at Plymouth Tennis Court Car Park. This entire celebration is in support of K's medical expenses. Just $200 per event, or experience both events for only $300. Tickets are available at Barcode, Nalandez Bar, and Island E-Tickets. Events supported by Frankie Tours, Bermuda's Biscuits, Tobago Updates, Street 91.9, Radio Toco, Stone Tower Studio, Eye for Design, and Click. Plymouth Love, one community, sunrise to sunset.
This year, Bishop's High School Tobago celebrates its 100th anniversary. 100 years of shaping leaders, visionaries, and change makers. On Saturday, June 14th, 6 p.m. at Bishop's High School, the BHS Centennial Committee presents Men in Leadership, a live national forum with 4 distinguished Bishopians in a powerful dialogue discussing law, politics, religion, and national leadership. Moderated by award-winning journalist and Bishopian Ira Mathur. Join the conversation. Sign up for free at bishopstobago100.com or on Facebook. Watch it live, online. Don't miss it.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Thanks for staying with us. The Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago has a new board of directors following a recent wave of leadership changes across several state enterprises. Kern Das has been appointed chairman of the board, with Randy Ramtahal, Nadir Prabhudial, Casalina Kelshal, and Kyle Maloney rounding out the new team. Their instruments of appointment were handed over on Wednesday, June 11th, during a brief ceremony at the Ministry of Public Utilities in Sinclair. The ministry has signaled that this new board is expected to steer TSTT through a critical period of digital modernization and rebuilding public trust. Public Utilities Minister Barry Paradat stressed the importance of TSTT's role in the country's digital future and encouraged the new board to take a forward-thinking approach to innovation and service delivery. Clyde Elder, Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, and the Parliamentary Secretary, Ms. Shivanan Sam, were also present at the ceremony. A high-level meeting between the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development and the Tobago House of Assembly signaled renewed collaboration aimed at tackling the chronic public housing deficit in Tobago. The talks held at the ministry's head office on South Quay brought together Minister of Housing Dr. the Honorable David Lee, Minister in the Ministry Senator the Honorable Philip Alexander, and a THA delegation led by Secretary for Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development, Assemblyman Ian Pollard. Among the key issues raised, Tobago's high construction costs, limited funding, and tough terrain contributing to a slower rollout of affordable housing. The ministry acknowledged the constraints and committed to closer collaboration with the THA and the Housing Development Technical Support and future site visits to help accelerate housing projects on the island. With housing demand growing in Tobago, both sides agreed that solutions must go beyond traditional single-family units and reflect the evolving needs of Tobagonians. Switching gears a bit, speaking today on our morning program, former Minister of Education Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly shared her insights on the persistent issue of school violence in Trinidad and Tobago. The discussion centered on how best to intervene before violent incidents erupt within the school environment. Kimberly Mitchell has this report.
Former Education Minister Dr. Gasby Dolly said that school violence often stems from unaddressed emotional struggles, and a meaningful intervention must begin with supporting students before those issues escalate.
How we deal with school violence? Because before violence erupts, there are children who are hurting, children who are troubled, and that is where we have to address the issue. And that ties in directly with how we address the issue.
She said that school violence has been recognized as a crisis since as far back as 1988, underscoring the long-standing nature of the problem.
Well, I would go back to the fact that we have been describing our school violence problem since 1988 as a crisis. At that time, there was a prime minister who was, Minister of Education, who was Clive Panton. That is how long ago we've been having this issue.
Responding to recent comments by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, who advocated for expulsion and legal action as response to school violence, Dr. Gasby Dolly had this to say.
Expulsion has always been it's part of the Education Act, so that is nothing that is new to the system. A student can be expelled once they break certain codes from the discipline matrix. So that's a fact. Reporting to the police, that's also routinely done.
She recalled that in 2022, following students' return from COVID-19 lockdown, she instructed the Chief Education Officer to remind schools of the protocols for expulsion and requirement to report serious infractions to the police.
During my tenure in 2022, because I started my tenure when our students were in the COVID lockdown. So in 2022, when the students came back out, as minister, I had cause to ask the Chief Education Officer to send out to the schools a memo that would remind them of the provisions of expulsion and the fact that they must report to the police serious infractions.
The former Minister of Education emphasized the need for a national strategy focused on early rehabilitation, particularly for vulnerable groups such as African and East Indian or other races youth. Staging the interventions must come long before students face expulsion or criminal justice system. I'm Kimberly Mitchell reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
You're watching the Tobago Updates Television News. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news after this.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents our signature event, Tobago Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Lights, cameras, dance. Our 12th edition on Saturday the 12th of July, 5 p.m. The Chopin Cultural Complex Auditorium. See our dancers, all ages, compete in waltz, jive, rumba, salsa, mambo, and much more. Our Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Who will take home the Mirrorball Trophy? Mrs. Takiana Ned Augustine, the wife of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. Miss Lynette Louie, vocalist entertainer. Mrs. Cassandra Thompson Forbes, journalist and and Tobago correspondent, Mr. Javon Carrington, founder and head trainer of Dosfit Studios, and Mr. Julian Skeet, administrator and former TV host. After show dance party with DJ Santa out of Trinidad. Early bird tickets, adults $200, children $75, and general tickets, adults $250 and children $100. Get your early bird tickets now from Dance Ensemble members, D&D Jewelers at Tobago United Cooperative, Milford 24 gas station in Canaan, and the Shore Park Cultural Complex box office. For more information, you call 772-9049 and 340-5758. You can't miss this one.
This year, Bishop's High School Tobago celebrates its 100th anniversary. 100 years of shaping leaders, visionaries, and change makers. On Saturday, June 14th, 6 p.m. at Bishop's High School, the BHS Centennial Committee presents Men in Leadership, a live national forum with 4 distinguished Bishopians in a powerful dialogue discussing law, politics, religion, and national leadership. Moderated by award-winning journalist and Bishopian Ira Mathur. Join the conversation. Sign up for free at bishopstobago100.com or on Facebook. Watch it live, online. Don't miss it.
Thanks for staying with us. Tobago's development priorities took center stage on last evening as the Office of the Minority Leader hosted a pre-budget stakeholder conversation at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Themed Your Voice Matters, the forum brought together citizens and key stakeholders to influence the upcoming THA budget, which is due on 23rd June 2025. 3 main areas emerged from the dialogue. First, food security and sovereignty were passionately discussed, with one participant stating, "Who feeds you controls you," urging urgent investment in local agriculture to combat rising food prices. Second stakeholder called for a dual tourism strategy balancing international and domestic markets. Increasing room capacity and improving occupancy rates through targeted promotions were highlighted as critical. Finally, there was broad consensus on prioritizing Tobago's human resource development with calls for stronger education, training and retention strategies. The Minority Leaders Office stated that these insights will directly inform people-centered budget, advocating rooted in Tobago's real and present needs. The weather report is up next.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents our signature event, Tobago Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Lights, cameras, dance, our 12th edition on Saturday the 12th of July, 5 p.m. The Shore Park Cultural Complex Auditorium. See our dancers, all ages, compete in waltz, jive, rumba, salsa, mambo, and much more. Our Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Who will take home the Mirror Ball Trophy? Mrs. Takiana Ned Augustine, the wife of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. Miss Lynette Louis, vocalist entertainer. Mrs. Cassandra Thompson Forbes, journalist and Tobago correspondent. Mr. Javon Carrington, founder and head trainer of Dosfit Studios. And Mr. Julian Skeet, administrator and former TV host. After show dance party with DJ Santa out of Trinidad. Early bird tickets, adults $200, children $75, and general tickets, adults $250 and children $100. Get your early bird tickets now from Dance Ensemble members, D&D Jewelers at Tobago United Cooperative, Milford 24 gas station in Canaan, and the Shore Park Cultural Complex box office. For more information, you call 772-9049 and 340-5758. You can't miss this one. Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme.
When I want a proper window for my house, I want no shake thing in my place.
Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces.
We get one wall on the side and we get one hole. You can put a window there, invent something, a window for put there.
At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style.
Well, me meet ya. Me don't know who I'm talking to, but my cousin Tufina tell me for call all you go get proper thing for put there. Me don't know.
Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business.
Driven? No, I ain't driving. I get a bus ticket. One of me pick me them go drop me down there. Must bring me down there. Russo Trace Springer down by the place down there.
Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products, it's about relationships. It's about you.
It's all about me? Who's your family? You know Edna and Dorka and them, you know them, but you resemble them Edward boy and them Edward people them you.
Tobago Glass Supplies, Russo Trace Spring Garden, telephone number 639-6266. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
The Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service has extended its adverse weather alert yellow level for Trinidad and Tobago until Friday, June 13, 2025 at 4 p.m. This comes amid continued forecast for occasional showers, heavy downpours, and isolated thunderstorms. With a 70% chance of heavy rainfall, the public is advised of an increased risk of street and flash flooding, as well as potential for landslides or landslips, especially in areas where soils are already saturated. Gusty winds associated with thunderstorms could lead to rough seas, displaced outdoor items, and fallen trees. An orange level ravine alert remains in effect for parts of Trinidad. Residents, especially in flood-prone and hilly areas, are urged to stay alert, avoid flooded zones, and secure loose objects. Motorists are advised to proceed with caution. Now for a look at the weather update from the TNT Met office. Tonight is expected to be fair to partly cloudy with a few lingering showers and the low chance of odd thunderstorm mainly towards dawn. Tonight's temperature is expected to drop to 25 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, variably cloudy, hazy, and breezy with a few showery spells favoring the early morning period. There remains a low chance of an odd thunderstorm. Daytime temperatures are expected to reach 30 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 33 degrees Celsius. Seas moderate with waves near 2 meters in open waters and 1 to 1.5 meters occasionally choppy in sheltered areas. Sunrise is at 5:39 and sunset at 6:26. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Here's a recap of the headlines. TTPS heads confirms officers involved in recent Tobago shooting remain on duty. Youths give perspectives on Tobago autonomy at second primary plenary sitting, new TST Board of Directors appointed, and TTPS collaborates to host AI workshop for its officers. I am Bianna Brebner. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.